writing a book, how long should it actually be? Generally speaking, 80,000 to 100,000 words is a good range for adult fiction. However, your genre also comes into play here. Something like a mystery or a romance, you probably want to be at the lower end of this range. However, if you're writing something like fantasy or historical fiction that has a lot of world building, then being closer to 100,000 is totally okay. Now, I see so many new writers who don't really like this recommendation or want to write a 200,000 word debut, and let me tell you why that's a bad idea. One, it is very expensive to print a book, and if you are a new writer and unknown, it is important to stick to publishing expectations because that makes you a safer investment. A really long book is also going to be more expensive when a consumer wants to go and purchase it, and that is going to be a deterrent for a lot of people. And generally speaking, if someone is going shopping, they might be a little worried if they see a book that is really, really long from an author they've never heard of before. They might be intimidated by it. And likewise, if they're seeing something that's really short but yet is as expensive as other books that are 200 pages longer, that may also deter them because they don't feel like they're getting their money's worth. Also, at a certain point, it becomes physically impossible to print books of a certain length in one volume. And that's why these two books that were originally supposed to be one book ended up being split in two. If you've written a book that is really, really short, like say 50 or 60,000 words, well, one, for instance, it may actually not technically be a novel at a certain point. I forget the exact definition of novella, but that's something to consider. Then if your book is really short, you need to think about, okay, do I have enough character interiority, description, etc.? On the other hand, if you've written a book that's 300,000 words long, you probably have a little bit too much going on in the book, and it's time to potentially cut out some characters or subplots. And remember that if you're just starting out, you're probably not going to be the exception to the rule. Very famous people can do whatever they want because they have a built-in audience and they know they're going to make money. When you're starting out, it is important to know the rules. And if you become George R.R. Martin or Brandon Sanderson, you can do what you want, but to be honest, a lot of people aren't going to become those guys.